Hello, I'm Barry Shore, Professor Emeritus at the University of New Hampshire. Scrum is a reasonably new addition to the project management toolkit. It is an addition that filled a real void. The problem with the traditional model of project management, also called the waterfall approach, was that it failed to explicitly reflect the inherent uncertainty in projects. It failed to emphasize and provide mechanisms to ensure that those managing projects and their team maintained a flexible and adaptive approach to the inevitable challenges that all projects experience. Let's begin to explore the Scrum framework. It can be separated into three components: roles, artifacts, and events. The first are roles. They include the product owner, Scrum Master, and development team. Product owners are responsible for the product from vision to market. As a result, the product owner is the central authority. The Scrum Master is responsible for ensuring that the team follows the processes and practices of Scrum. The development team executes the work. Artifacts are the defining activities representing the work that needs to be done or the value that needs to be delivered. These artifacts include the product backlog, sprint backlog, and product increment. Events are activities that occur in each sprint. They include sprint planning, daily scrum, sprint review, sprint retrospective, and the sprint itself. Products begin with a vision, an idea that will address consumer or end user needs. In most situations, the product owner is actively engaged at this stage and is the person who best understands the domain, the product, and the market. Visions are not enough. They must be translated into concrete features and requirements. These features and requirements define the function or value that clients and users can expect to obtain from the project. With the help of the product owner, they are summarized in what is called the product backlog, a formal document that drives every remaining step in the Scrum process. Once the product backlog has been created and documented, attention turns to the planning of how that backlog will be executed. Seldom can all the features identified in the backlog be addressed at once. So the challenge at this stage is to determine which of them can be worked on next and which can be left for later. This step is called sprint planning. In sprint planning, the features and requirements of the backlog are separated into a set of manageable tasks for inclusion in a sprint. What do we mean by manageable? A manageable task is one that can be finished in a short period of time. It has a definite beginning and end, and it can be completed by an individual or small group of individuals. So a sprint includes a set of manageable tasks that can be completed within a given period of time. In Scrum, these time periods are so important that we have a name for them. They are called time boxes. A time box is usually between 1 to 4 weeks in duration, and generally, the time box for all sprints in a project is the same. So if a sprint is 4 weeks long and the full project requires 5 sprints, then it would be expected that the project would be completed in 20 weeks. At the completion of sprint planning, the features and requirements that will be executed during the next sprint are formalized in a document called the sprint backlog. The sprint backlog is really a subset of the product backlog, defining what will be accomplished during the coming sprint. The development team is responsible for completing the work defined in the sprint backlog. The role of the Scrum Master is to oversee or monitor the work to ensure that the principles of Scrum are followed. In general, the development team is self-directed. They decide among themselves what has to be done and how it will be done. Further, they hold each other responsible for achieving these objectives. The role of the Scrum Master is to function as a coach and refrain, when possible, from taking the role of a traditional manager. Each day during a sprint, the Scrum Master meets with the development team. These meetings are referred to as daily Scrum Meetings. Their purpose is to discuss the progress that has been made the previous day, discuss the work scheduled for the current day, and identify problems that may interfere with what needs to be done. It is expected that everyone participates and that the meeting lasts no more than 15 minutes. To ensure short meetings, it is not uncommon for those attending to stand. It is important to emphasize that the daily Scrum meeting is one of the most central features of Scrum. It not only keeps the team focused on what needs to be done, but also provides a formal conduit for considering any changes that need to be considered. It is this daily meeting that helps to ensure a flexible and responsive approach to the achievement of project objectives. Once the daily Scrum meeting is over, execution of the work recorded in the sprint backlog continues. Every day during the project, the cycle begins anew. Daily Scrum meeting and execution. This process continues until items in the sprint backlog have been completed. The complete tasks in a sprint represent what is called a potentially shippable product or product increment. It represents output that is capable of being evaluated and tested. Potentially shippable products are important milestones in Scrum. A potentially shippable product is a unit, subassembly, module of code, component, or other small unit of output that could be shipped to the customer. However, it does not mean that the unit will actually be sent, but it is a statement of confidence that what has been completed by the development team is done. Examples of potentially shippable products include navigation plan for a website, preliminary design for a running shoe, vendor selection for a new hydraulic hose, new software for a fitness watch, or consumer panel results for a new product. The sprint review is scheduled upon completion of each sprint. It is an opportunity for the team to examine and test the potentially shippable or completed product. It is an opportunity to collect the kind of feedback that will inform the remaining sprints in the project. The sprint retrospective does not focus on the product. Instead, it focuses on the process. It is held at the end of a sprint and is an opportunity to reflect on the way the team performed. It reviews what went right and what went wrong. It is an event that helps the team continuously improve their skills so their performance on future sprints and projects will benefit from recent experience. At the conclusion of these reviews, the focus returns to the product backlog. Here, the next set of features is addressed. Once again, a sprint planning session is held and is followed by creating a formal sprint backlog. This process continues until the project is completed. From the creation of a product backlog to daily Scrum to the sprint reviews and sprint retrospective, you can see that Scrum supports an adaptive approach and formalizes feedback. It is an approach that has been found to significantly improve project outcomes. If you have found this introduction interesting and helpful, you might consider becoming professionally qualified as a certified Scrum professional. You probably have two questions in mind. How difficult will it be, and how long would it take? The answers depend upon several factors. First, it depends upon where you begin. Once you have completed this definitive guide, you are already well on your way. Second, the full course is no more difficult than this guide. The full course, including the certification exam, should take no more than 1 to 2 months, as long as you are willing to put in a few hours each evening. To accommodate your busy schedule, both the course and certification exam offered by SSGI are online and can be accessed at your convenience. Click below for more information. In addition to the courses offered in Scrum, we offer a wide variety of courses in process management and leadership.